Okay. So right now, the Lions have the tiebreaker over the Packers because the Lions beat the Packers earlier this season. So because of that, the Seahawks, who have the tiebreaker over the Lions, are at number 7. If the Seahawks win, the Lions cannot make the playoffs. Simple as that. However, if the Packers beat the Lions, they will have the tiebreaker over the Lions because of like strength of victory, and they will have a better conference record than the Seahawks. So they will go from number 9 up to number 7. So to give you the full breakdown, if the Seahawks win next week, it's between the Seahawks and the Packers. If the Packers win, they're in. If the Packers lose, the Seahawks are in. If the Seahawks lose, then it's either Lions or Packers. It's whoever wins that game. So I hope that.
So if the Packers win, they're in no matter what.
They're in control of their destiny. Yep. So they are where the Patriots are because the Patriots are in the same set. They are in control of their destiny. If the Patriots win next week, it's against the Bills. But if they win next week, they are in. And Steelers can somehow still do it because if the Patriots and Dolphins lose, the Steelers can make it in because the Dolphins are playing the Jets, which is not going to be an easy game either. The Steelers legit might sneak into the playoffs because Steelers going Super Bowl. So, yes, that Cowboys win was big. But yeah, Commanders got eliminated yesterday. Ron Rivera getting a lot of heat because he didn't know like that they would have been eliminated. But I mean, like, I don't really put too much credence in there. It's like, hey, he just wants to win this game. He's not really caring about playoffs at this point. But I don't know if you want to win while you're paying Carson Wentz. Not really sure why you're doing that.
Yeah, that was a dumb move. I think it's like, that's like the most coach type thing is to be, I was so focused on this week. I had no idea what scenarios could play out. One game at a time. That's the philosophy we live by.
Sorry, yeah. If Seattle wins and the Lions and Packers tie, then the Seattle Seahawks are going to get in. Oh yeah, we had a musical celebration yesterday. It was great.
What's interesting here is I like how clean and tidy the NFC is. You know, then you got all this bullshit here in the AFC.
The Jaguars could still technically get a wild card spot, technically, like without the division title.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, the AFC is a disaster. Like, I really wanted Sunday Night Football to be Packers-Lions, but the problem is if the Seahawks win, it's not a win and get in game for both those teams, so they're probably not going to put it on Sunday night. They might do it at like 4 o'clock, but...
Yeah, and then if the Bills win, they resume the number 1 spot in the AFC. So...
But they're playing the Bengals tonight, which is...
playing the Bengals.
That's going to be tough.
It's going to be wild. And it's crazy that the Steelers are kind of like the Packers in that we had no expectations for them to be in this position. They are now 8-8 with a chance. Like literally 3 weeks ago, their chances of making the playoffs were like 0.2%.
I just want to, I don't want to say I told you so, but I did predict that. I also didn't think the Packers were going to make it, but I did predict that one.
You said I told you so.
But and that's the thing. Patriots have to lose against the Bills and Dolphins have to lose against the Jets and the Steelers have to win. Like those are all very possible.
Yeah. Now, I heard the NFL Network making a case for the Steelers need to be in the playoffs. This is a team you want to see in the playoffs. I couldn't disagree more. I'm happy for the Steelers. Boring. I love Mike Tomlin. I hope he gets his winning record. They're a tough football team, but they are not in any way, shape, or form a fun football team to watch.
They are not.
No. I want fun football teams in the playoffs, and the Steelers are the Denver Broncos, but better coached for the duration of this season. They're going to keep it a low-scoring game, and if they win, they're going to barely win. They're not going to light it up running. They're not going to light it up passing, but they're going to hang on, which is, that makes them a dangerous team, but they are not fun. That game, that Ravens-Steelers game was a lot of pain and suffering until Pittsburgh put together, like Kenny Pickett had his best drive as an NFL pro to win that game. And Najee Harris also had a great game, key touchdown catch there at the end. But yeah, the Steelers.
No, they're not fun to watch. Like they are not. They have a really good defense, but their offense is meh. Like it's just
the Packers are fun to watch right now because Aaron Rodgers playing well again.
Defense playing well, yeah.
Defense has improved. So The Lions are fun to watch because they can score a shit ton of points. Seahawks are they're in the
I don't
middle
care about
there.
the Seahawks.
Sometimes they can be fun, but lately not really. Patriots are not fun to watch.
No.
Titans shouldn't even be in this
I
conversation.
don't. I am hardcore rooting for the Jaguars, not just for the lore, but I'm hardcore rooting for the Jaguars just because I like it's like what you said. I want to see fun teams. Like I'm glad
Yeah.
the Commanders are not there. Like obviously, I want the Packers to be in the playoffs. The Lions would be fun, unfortunately, if we did lose. But like that would be fun to watch, and the matchups would just be better. So, I mean, like, listen, I don't want to go to Santa Clara during the wild card. But again, watching the 49ers yesterday did give me a little bit of optimism because I didn't think that game was going to be necessarily close. But that defense did not look as good as it has been. And I was like,
Which
maybe.
defense?
49ers. And Devontae Adams is a god.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way you can slow down Jarrett Stidham, though. Everybody knows that.
Dude, like it's a backup QB. All right.
The Niners know backup QBs are always better. So they should have been prepared.
And if it's not your backup, it's your backup.
Yeah, it's your backup's backup.
So
it's like if the Raiders won that game, a lot of heat might have been taken off Josh McDaniels.
Oh yeah, one of the most underrated wide receivers. Oh yeah.
Like, oh, maybe the problem is Derek Carr. If Jarrett Stidham can come out here and beat the 49ers.
Sure.
Purdy and Stidham played very similar. But like if you look at the stat sheet, Jarrett has like about 100 more passing yards or something. It was basically one giant touchdown to Devontae Adams was the difference. And just another like exclamation point on how good Devontae Adams is. Comes in with Jarrett, and how many freaking yards did Devontae have? 153, 2 TDs. Yeah, if Mike Evans doesn't have 207 yards yesterday, Adams is the number one receiver.
And like again, like it's still going to be incredibly because the 49ers have an amazing defense. It's going to be, but it opened the door a tiny bit. I'm going like, okay, like yeah, but it also like at the same time, it kind of showed that the 49ers offense can go toe to toe with another team as well, because like their primary way of football is like draining the clock, just like moving the ball efficiently and not really letting the other opponent do anything. But like they went back and forth. So, yeah. Like again, the 49ers are, in my opinion, one of the scariest teams in the playoffs. Easily. Because like I think between the Eagles, they had Gardner Minshew. I'm not doing anything. Jalen Hurts, when they come back, they're still going to be amazing. But the 49ers are a team that scare me. And like out of the teams that are in the NFC, I think the Packers can beat all of them if they make the playoffs. The 49ers and Eagles are the ones that stand out going, but the Broncos suck more.
Which the Vikings clearly have the worst defense of any of the playoff teams right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think it's close.
No. The Seahawks are bad. Like their defense is not good.
Yeah, I guess it's close. But yeah, if you're a Vikings fan, that's what's going to bite you in the ass is your horrible defense.
Well, Kirk Cousins was their second leading rusher yesterday because they fell behind so quickly that they couldn't even do the run. They have to like run the football because then like it gets better. But KJ Osborne and TJ Hawkinson were like their two most targeted receivers. Naylor was like the leading receiver in yards, but I guess he had like a 40.
Hardly knew her.
Yeah, that's literally the joke I made yesterday during the stream.
Vikings allowing the second most points per game right now. I forgot the Lions defense, obviously, also not great, but 25.9 points per game, Minnesota. You don't like that. Chiefs 22, Seahawks 24, Dolphins 24. So, yes, not good. I want to see. Okay, so the Bears are allowing 27 points per game, which is worst in the league. To me, it would be rather hilarious if the Vikings get blown out this weekend and finish the season with the worst scoring defense in the NFL. Has an NFL team ever made the playoffs while also having the worst scoring defense?
I'm sure it
Somebody
has.
find that stat.
I'm sure it has. I mean, Packers have had some pretty bad defenses that have gotten in.
Look at all these teams with good defenses. Jets not in the playoffs, but that's because they just lost and they don't have a quarterback. Playoff team, not in the playoffs. Playoff team, not in the playoffs because they don't have a quarterback. Playoff team. Need defense. That's my point.
Packers are hanging out down there. They're chilling.
Yeah, right in the
They're
middle.
chilling. They're chilling down there.
They've made they're kind of like the Lions where they've made incremental sort of steps. Then the Lions had just a bad game again. I think kind of effed them a little bit, but yeah, and the Chargers defense has gotten better through the course of the season as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're an interesting playoff team. We haven't talked about the Chargers today, but they get a win, and they got Joey Bosa back. And when is Rashawn Slater coming back? God, they need him.
2000 Rams. There you go. Worst scoring D, 471 points.
Oh,
Great show on turf.
amazing.
Great show on turf.
Thank you.
There you go. We got it.